Hi. Today I wanted to show my Pygmy Sundews growing on a pumice stone. Just kind of walk through what I'm doing, kind of how I built this, and really the mixed success I've had with this. So I put a piece of pumice stone in normal Pygmy Sundew soil, and that for me is basically 50-50 sand and perlite, like a coarse sand and perlite. I put a little bit more than 50% sand in there. I have a deep pot. I would say it's about 4 or 5 inches deep down here, and you can kind of see that. Like there's a lot more to this pot. This is very overhead. I then put a pumice stone in there. I hollowed out bits of the pumice stone and tried to make sure that the water was soaking up all the way for these. And yeah, just put the gemmy down there and kind of let them grow. I tried to grow or plant these very densely, and some survived, some kind of didn't. I was worried about moss as well. That doesn't seem to have killed any of them, at least right away, but maybe it has over time. I'm going to start foliar feeding these with maxsea, kind of that normal carnivorous plant dilution. So I was worried about moss growing before, but now that some of these are kind of dying off or drying up or something, I think maybe a feed might help them. I have not been feeding these one by one. I kind of thought, okay, they're going to catch things here and there. I thought, they're all going to mature around similar times. That wasn't really the case. I thought I might put it outside as well, but then I decided not to do that. So I'm going to try the foliar feed from here on out. I just wanted to show it before I started that in case the moss overtook everything. But yeah, I would say, with a piece of pumice, just make sure that you test it out first. Like put it in a bowl of water and just see if the water soaks all the way up to the top, just to make sure that the sundews will actually get the water. I think for these, they have sort of delicate roots. You're not going to want to transplant them again, and I just know that they want some root room. So just make sure that there's enough kind of hole in this pumice, or there's, it's sort of bored like low enough that they can get that root kind of deep, at least a few inches, I would think. I have a few varieties in here. Most of this is Roseana, and you can see a lot of variation in how it grows actually, just based on the pretty different conditions all over this single setup. The two up top, or the three up top, everything basically on the rock is Roseana. I'm trying to move this to a good spot. And those grew really differently. They also grew really high up in the rock, which was great. I wasn't sure how that would work, so you can kind of see that there. This is zoomed in already. These are just really small pygmies, so it's going to be a little bit difficult. I have knitted doula as well. I just have that on the sides. I just have two of these. I actually meant those for a different one, but it's the very red one on the side here, right here. And then the bigger ones are Omissa and Pulchella hybrids. So it's these ones that are flowering like pretty profusely. They flower just endlessly, which is great. The rest are pretty much Roseana. But yeah, I would say this is really fun to try. I don't think this is a great way to grow them long term, of course, but I'm always surprised by how well Pygmy Sundews do growing in pumice. So it's something I really think everyone should try. I think they're the biggest ones I generally have. And I mean, this Roseana, I think most people would say is like pretty cool. This one is this one down here I'm pointing to. It's so bushy. The color is really great. I think this one probably eats a lot more. Like we'll catch little gnats and stuff in my place. But yeah, I really wanted to try this for a while. I don't regret trying the setup at all, but it's just not one that I think I can maintain very easily. Like I can't sit and feed all of these. They're not all going to catch gnats, I guess, in this density. So yeah, I'm going to try the foliar feed. I guess I'll check in after that and see, we can see if the moss kind of beats all of the sundews or if any of these came back. But this has been really fun. So yeah, I recommend it. Just let me know if you have any questions or comments or anything, and I'll try to answer those. Thanks a lot.